Hello everyone, welcome to another Sims speed build video. I'm your Dragon. This is a 5x5 challenge in my new Aspiration Legacy challenge playthrough that I've been doing in my spare time. My Aspiration challenge, this is my first generation with the first house, and the Sim is named Addy. His aspiration is the first aspiration. That's what the Aspiration challenge is. It's each generation, your main Sim, your heir, next aspiration in the list, So Addy's aspiration is to become friend to the animals, but his job is as an engineer because Addy has a gift for attention to detail. He loves getting right into the thick of things and believes that all tiny, the detail is where it's at in everything. So I built him a shed. It's a little 5x5 shed with a little tiny porch. So technically it isn't 5x5, but I'm counting it as 5x5. So I wanted to make him a little tiny work shed. And because his job is an engineer, and he needs to up his robotics, but he got married to Liberty Lee, and there just wasn't any room in the house for his robotics workshop. So I made him a little tiny shed here specifically for that. I tried to give it its own personality with these three little pillars here, and you'll see the original, the design I was going for was these brick pillars, at the bottom with wooden pillars on the top, and unfortunately with The Sims, you cannot get those pillars to go into the center of a 1x1 block like that. So I had to put 4 pillars on each little block, which I kind of like the looks of. I really, at first I'm like, I don't like it, but the more I played with this little build here, the more I liked it. So, like I said, it's not a huge build, it's just this tiny little thing. But I'm really enjoying the Aspiration challenge that I've been doing. We are into, since I recorded this video, between recording the video and doing the voiceover, which has only been a couple of days, it's not been that long, but Addy's had a kid, and when his toddler aged up to be, from being a toddler to a child, his bedroom, the kid's bedroom, just did not work out at all with what I wanted to do with it, and it just, there wasn't enough room in there, so I built him an entire new house, and unfortunately this little shed had to go because there just wasn't room here on this lot for the shed and a larger house. But I do like this shed, and if I would have been able to keep the shed, I totally would have. So I had a lot of trouble here with the little bump out. It's this little window here, a little dormer window. I tried putting an actual dormer window in, and it just did not look right at all. So I ended up putting in, or trying to put in a little wall for a dormer window. And it took a while to figure out what I was doing, but I really, really enjoyed the looks of it. And for those of you who are eagle-eyed, you may notice that the work shed isn't a 5x5. It's actually a 5x6. It's 5 wide and 6 long. And the reason for this is, but I'm still calling it a 5x5, is because I shrunk it down to 5x5 later on. So those of you who are eagle-eyed and like, hold up, this isn't, that's not, that shed isn't 5x5. What are you on about? Yeah, I shrunk it down later on to make it 5x5, so it is still a 5x5 challenge. Had loads of problems with this roof. Like I said, I wanted the dormer window there. I wanted the roof to be kind of sweep up into the main roof there. I finally managed to do it. There you go. You can see I shrunk it down back to 5x5. But yeah, I really didn't... I struggled. I really struggled with this so badly. But like I said, I do like the way it ended up after a while. So you could actually turn this probably into a tiny house if you really wanted to. Now, this has not been put on the gallery, so if you want to build it, just kind of try to follow along with the speed build here if you want to build it yourself. But I think that this build would make an absolute super cute tiny house for a starter home or something. There's plenty... In most garden sheds, you know, you don't get this much lighting, but I like windows. I love having natural lighting in my houses, even sheds. So yeah, unfortunately, I went ahead. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, I put in loads of windows, even though most of them aren't functional. As in, you know, like that upstairs dormer window there, that's completely fake. It isn't even a room. But I still think it adds a lot of character to the outside of the house. Well, outside of the shed, sorry. So I actually put 2 doors on this shed, and looking back, I think I wish I hadn't, because I put like a double, you know, sliding door there on the side, and then in the front, I ended up putting a small single door. And like I said, I wish I hadn't. I wish I would have just like just kept the double door and not put the single, because it shuts out a lot of space, you know, if you want to put that double door there, or the 2 doors, you know. But for what I needed it, and it just didn't look right with that, or without that single door there on the porch. So I went ahead and added it anyway. Again, I tried to tie in the shed to kind of at least semi-match the house, so the house and the shed have the same shingles on the roof. Of course, the shed is brick, not wood. I think if I remade it, I think I would have made it to match the house just a little bit better. The inside is extremely plain, though. I mean, 100% plain Jane in there. It's like white walls and a concrete floor, and yeah, that's it. So like I said, very simple build this week. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We are getting really close to our first 20 subs on this channel. This is a brand new channel, of course. Like I said, unfortunately, this is not in the gallery, but you know, you can follow along easily enough and rebuild it yourself if you really want to, as a tiny home or a garden shed yourself. And if you do, please do let me know, because I would love to see it, especially if you like put it up on the gallery, or if you put it in a video of your here on YouTube. I would really like to see them. So comment below if you do that, and I will catch you all next time. Have a good day.